We're now live on YouTube, going live on Rumble, starting us up here, getting the music going. Good morning, hello, and welcome to This Date in History. This show is about what happened today throughout the annals of recorded history. Join us as we delve into yesteryear, not only for interesting and important happenings, but to possibly even answer questions you don't know you have. I am A.O. Xander.
King's Refuge.
Golden Loon.
And you, viewer, are you? Thank you so much for coming and joining us. Whether you're watching us live or at some point in the space-time continuum is irrelevant. A view is a view, and we are thankful for it.
Yeah.
Today is Sun's Day, aka Sunday, August 11th, 2024. So, good Sir King, would you like to start us off in the year 3144 BC?
Whoa.
Oh my God! We're really going 5,000 years. 5,000 years, guys.
That's even before my time.
Almost.
Almost.
Your fan's not on, and your table seems to be a little close, so... Yeah.
Cool.
What do we got?
The Mesoamerica long continent calendar used by several pre-Columbian Mesoamerican civilizations, notably the Mayans, begins.
All right. So so this is like, the end of the world calendar, or one of them.
Yeah,
or something
2012.
Like that. Yeah. But we got 3 more articles BC. Like, this is unusual. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
2492 BC, traditional date of the defeat of Bel by Hawk, progenitor and founder of Armenian nation.
Ooh, Armenia. Wow. So, happy
2,500 years BC?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Armenia has been around for a while.
It has.
Yeah. So, like, anybody out there giving shit to the Armenians, check your privilege. They've been around.
Armenian cheesecake. Oh, the best.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah.
What?
They make good cheesecake.
I
don't know if it's a real thing, but I've had someone that made a cheesecake from Armenia, and it was
Armenian
really good.
cheesecake. Baklava.
Oh, okay.
Like, well, that's...
It's not really, yeah.
Well, baklava is completely different from cheesecake.
It is. Yeah.
But...
That is their thing.
Yeah.
I was just saying from a personal thing. I've had an Armenian's cheesecake.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying.
So an Armenian made a cheesecake.
Yeah.
It's not some culinary, like...
Well, so therefore I say Armenian cheesecake is delicious.
Oh, at least that one was.
Yeah.
What else do we got here?
480 BC, Greco-Persian Wars, Battle of Artemisium, Persian naval victory over the Greeks in an engagement fought off north coast of Euboea.
Euboea? I don't know, man. Like, the majority of these words, your guess is as good as mine,
Yeah.
dude. Like,
True.
Don't look to me as some kind of expert just because I know how to pronounce these damn things.
Yeah.
Moving on up into 355, Claudius Silvanus, Windrunner, accused of treason. Well, I guess if the shoe fits, proclaimed himself Roman emperor against Constantinius the second in Colonio Agrippina, modern Cologne. Wow.
That is treasonous.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm just gonna say, like, if you know anything about WoW lore, Sylvanas Windrunner, I mean, that this very much sounds like what she did too. So. 1039. Actually, no, not Sylvanas Windrunner. No. Who was I thinking of? Who's the Banshee Queen? Was it Sylvanas? Yeah, it was Sylvanas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sylvanas.
Okay. I was getting her confused with Tyrande. Okay. Anyway, 1093 here we have the foundation stone for the new Norman Durham Cathedral laid by Bishop William of St. Calais in England. All right.
That's awesome, but I don't know what it is. What that structure is.
The new Norman Durham Cathedral. So let's look that up here. 1093. So 1093. Let's see if there's going to be Okay.
Ah.
So it's a cathedral with cathedral-like properties and everything. Your flying buttresses.
Yeah. Probably not. Well, maybe.
Well, no, I mean, like...
In 1093 they had flying buttresses?
Well, what is this right here?
Well, yes, you're right. There they are.
I mean, it's not like, as much as like, in other cathedrals.
Well, they expanded them as
Yeah.
they developed technology. Yeah.
Yeah, 1093 is a bit old, early.
Yeah, that's
you know?
why I was wondering if they had them back then, but apparently they did.
Yeah, not as prominent, but
But you look at Egyptian things, that's why there's so many pillars inside,
well,
because they didn't have a way to support the roof.
oh yeah, yeah. Oh, they have a lot of that up here too. But
Still, yeah.
Yeah. What else do we got here? 1415, Henry V of England and an army of 12,000 sailed from Southampton, England, bound for France on a campaign to reassert English sovereignty.
1,400, 12,000 sailing. Wow.
Yeah, 12,000 invasion
That's a
force.
feat, yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is obviously during the 100 Years' War. This looks like a 100 Years' War picture right here. We have the English longbows and...
Yeah.
Yeah. What do we got here in 1597?
Let's see. 1597, Germany throws out English salespeople.
Now, this bothers me, because as I've said 1,001 times, this source is leftist and everything. Mm-hmm. The term salespeople is a recent thing. Back then, it was salesmen.
Okay.
Like, remember George Carlin did a whole thing about, we're going to be talking about David Letterperson and a personhole cover, which the personhole cover thing actually did come true, but now we're calling them salespeople. I'm pretty sure there was no saleswomen back then. They're all salesmen, so just call them salesmen. Why are we politically correcting an article from 1597? What the hell is wrong with us?
Bigger question is, why did Germany throw out salespeople?
That's another thing. Like, why are they throwing them out? Like, so actually,
although I'd kick them out of my yard, so
yeah.
So Germany's maybe not so wrong.
Oh, English salespeople. Okay,
they didn't say the whole thing.
Oh, it did. They did.
They did?
They did. Yeah, English salespeople right here. So they're just getting rid of the English. They didn't want the English, people to sell them stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. 1674.
1674, Battle of Senef. French force led by Louis Grande Condé fights combined Dutch, Imperial, and Spanish force under William of Orange. Both sides suffer heavy casualties, and with neither gaining a clear advantage.
Huh. All right. Should I leave that in there? Because that seems like a nothing article. Like,
doesn't seem like much.
I'll get rid of it. So, all right. Gonna move on up here to 1772. Explosive eruption blew 4,000 feet off Pompeian, Java, killing 3,000 people. So 4,000 feet of Earth, I guess, just like gone. Yeah. Holy crap. 1786, Captain Francis Light established the British colony of Penang in Malaysia. All right. Why don't you bring us up into the 1800s, good Sir King?
1804, Francis II assumes the title of first Emperor of Austria.
Hey, you got it.
Woohoo!
Hey, I see we've been joined by Guantanamo. How
you
doing today?
Give me 1 second.
All right.
So, Guantanamo.
Just to let you know, we are live on air. You're welcome to stay here if you wish. You're welcome to participate if you wish, up to you.
Or listen away.
Whatever you want to do, you're welcome. So, what do we got here in 1835?
1835.
Yeah, we're back.
Okay. All right, anyway.
1835, George B. Airy begins 46-year reign as England's Astronomer Royal.
Ooh, that's a nice career.
Royal.
Astronomer Royal, yeah. So, he's the official astronomer of the country or something, whatever the Astronomer Royal is a position,
for the government.
Because, there's the Poet Royal or something, or the Poet Laureate or something
I would
like that.
assume the Astronomer Royal is going to set precedent for what they believe in astronomy. That'd be his position.
More or less, yeah. He probably, let's look it up. What is
That'd be a pretty laid-back job.
Astronomer Royal? What'd you say, King?
Look at this. It's like a pretty laid-back job.
Yeah.
Here, look at the stars.
It's a government job for sure.
Yeah.
Great.
How you doing?
Doing all right, man. How have you been?
Good.
Nice.
I enjoyed Deadpool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
nice.
so did we.
Yeah. It says here the Astronomer Royale. There are 2 officers, the senior being the Astronomer Royale, dating from June 22nd, 1675, so that's when the position started. The junior is the Astronomer Royale for Scotland, dating from 1834.
Ah.
So later on, so Scotland has their own little thing.
Yeah.
The Astronomer Royale works to make observations to improve navigation, cartography, instrument design, and applications of geomagnetism. The position was created with the overall goal of discovering a way to determine longitude at sea when out of sight of land. Wow, so it's more for that's way more significant.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I was gonna believe what you have to say, but
That's
like,
well, I'm just saying that's what it sounds like.
yeah, well, but hey, that's why we look things up and
Yeah.
everything.
No,
So,
that's
hey,
extremely
navigation, very important. Yeah.
But isn't it surprising, still political, that the assistant is from Scotland?
Yeah.
You know, well, let's include them. They don't want
Yeah.
to be out to lunch.
But screw
leave 'em out alone.
the Irish though, right? Like man, those poor Irish.
Well, they don't
people.
even have an astronomer, so we don't need them. Yeah.
I see a big face. Very zoom.
Alliance shield.
What?
The Alliance shield.
Oh yeah, the Alliance shield right here. Yeah. So, but good Sir King, what do we got here? In where we were, 1858.
Yeah, 1858, first ascent of the Eiger in the Bernese Alps in Switzerland.
Huh. All right. So obviously mountain, and such. Let's just. I'm gonna just take a quick gander at this just to see what. Okay, it's a mountain with mountain-like qualities. So looks cool. What else do we have?
1860, U.S. first successful silver mill, Virginia City, Nevada.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Been there.
You have?
Yeah, so have you.
I've been there.
No, maybe you weren't there with us.
Virginia City. I don't remember that.
Yeah, up
Nevada.
In northern Nevada. Yeah.
I've never been to northern Nevada. I've been to Vegas 1,001 times, but
Up near Reno.
I've never been there.
You weren't. Yeah, you weren't with us.
No.
Then.
But we did go visit an old silver mining town called Tombstone in Arizona.
Yeah.
So. 1863, Cambodia became a French protectorate. Isn't Cambodia like in Indochina?
Next to Vietnam.
Yeah, okay, yeah. That makes sense, because then Vietnam was a French thing as well for a while.
Yeah.
1866, the world's first roller rink opened in Newport, Rhode Island.
Oh.
Yeah, roller skating, all that stuff. Harry S. Parmalee patented the sprinkler head in 1874.
Wow, 1874.
Yeah, and that's why we have this here. This is a thumbnail of today's video, actually, and this here says patented August 12th, 1879. This is something else, automatic fire extinguisher. So this H.S. Parmalee guy went on, to invent, more things. So
now they're called smoke detectors.
Well, no, that's a sprinkler head.
Yeah, but this is
Automatic fire extinguisher. A smoke detector can extinguish a fire.
no, that's true.
It
That's
detects
true.
it.
Yeah.
But this is what this is the sprinkler stuff. So
True.
so cool. This guy's behind a lot of innovations. Of water technology and everything. But you have a story involving a sprinkler head, don't you?
I do.
Yeah. When you filleted your knee.
Oh man, I
Yeah.
didn't want to go there.
That's what I was talking about earlier. Yeah. What's your whimpering about?
Yeah, playing tag. I think I was 8 or 9 years old in someone's backyard, and I went to slide under the tag, and unfortunately, the sprinkler heads were about 4 or 5 inches above the ground.
And this is back when
They
there
didn't
was
pop
no...
up. These were all metal sprinklers,
Yeah.
and kind of sliced my whole kneecap open.
You just
Yeah.
and then
So I hobbled
Yikes.
home whimpering. My
Yeah.
dad jumped on my ass for whimpering. Then he saw my knee.
he saw your kneecap.
He saw my
What are you
kneecap.
crying
Yeah.
about? Oh shit!
Yeah.
I mean, the kneecap was literally out of there with the whole
skin
full
was
of
open. It wasn't a cut. It was an open.
70 stitches later.
Yeah. Which you just went to the doctor's house, back in the day where
Well, he took me there, and then they took me over to a small hospital near the airport,
Yeah.
which we lived right by.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh.
but no, yeah, she was a nurse and he was a doctor.
That's an awesome combination right there.
Yeah.
Let's move on up. What do we got here in 1877?
1877, Asaph Hall discovers Mars moon Deimos.
Ah, nice. Ooh, and I'm going to read this one just because I enjoy torturing the moon here.
Boy, here we go.
Oh,
I'm
he
not
knows
gonna
what's
like
coming.
this.
1884, the first double century stand in Test cricket. Percy McDonald, 103. Billy Murdoch, 211 for Australia, and drawn third Test versus England in London. Oh, look at that.
They've been playing that crap since 1884.
Well, this is the first, since well
cricket.
before that, this is the first double century, and a century is like 100 runs or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not points. I looked it up.
Yeah.
A century is 100 runs. So, like, I don't know how often they run during cricket, but obviously a lot more than in baseball.
It's cricket.
Yeah, chirp, chirp. Actually, hold on a second. I have something for this. Where is it? There we go. But back to the king here. What do we got in 1885?
1885. 1885, 100,000 raised in U.S. for pedestal for Statue of Liberty.
Ah,
$100,000.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And welcome to the show, Anime Preferred. How you doing?
Back then.
Good.
By the way,
Hey, what's up?
I want to thank you very much for that idea of that video that I did yesterday. I've shown it to the loon here, and like he says, it's extremely powerful. It can, the way we eventually like made it play out, and I'm still tampering with ideas in my head, like because he has other ideas I haven't implemented, and I'm trying to think of how to make it work. And then, but like thank you very much for that idea. It's a great video.
Yeah, no problem. I'll be
Yeah.
back here in like half an hour or two.
All right.
All right.
Moving on up, what do we got here? Just 3 years later, in 1888.
1888, California theater closed. Now a Pactel phone store.
Pacific Bell Telephone or something
Pacific
like.
telephone, yeah.
Pacific.
Telephone.
Do people still buy telephones?
You got one in your pocket.
Well, that's a smartphone. That's a different thing. It's not a telephone.
You're telling people what you think on the phone. Sound it is.
So does that make the internet a telephone?
No.
I'm
Yes.
telling.
Actually, it can be if you want it to
I'm
be.
telling
yeah.
people what I think with sound.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, usually, you think of telephone. I mean, this is technically a telephone, but
Yeah.
it's so much more.
Well, so much more, but it's also a telephone.
Yeah, it's a magic rectangle.
No, this is not a telephone because it doesn't have a phone number. Is
Until
there-
you put it into it.
You-
Oh, yeah, I guess
Here,
you're right.
yeah.
Phone number. Oh, well.
See, I knew I'd get out of this.
When you use technicalities against me that actually are valid, then that's when you shut me up. You're
That's
learning.
not easy.
You're.
Shutting you up is never easy. Let's just have a moment of silence, please. Give me, 5 seconds.
I don't know if I can handle that.
See, I couldn't get to 5.
Yeah.
What's next?
Well, now we have the silence.
Yeah, what happened?
I'm waiting for somebody to read.
What year are we on?
1896.
1896, Harvey Hubble patents electrical light bulb socket with a pull chain.
Ah,
Is that
so
is that guy be named the Hubble telescope named after him?
I don't think it's the right Hubble.
I'm just
I don't
guessing.
think
I
it's
am
the
not
right
questioning
Hubble,
it, not guessing.
Oh,
I'm
no,
questioning.
Oh no, I really don't believe so.
Okay.
Is that even spelled the right way?
Yeah, there is one other L in this Hubble. Hubble,
Yeah.
no, Hubble. So
Yeah,
different
yeah.
spelling.
Okay.
But it's named after. I want to let me know. Edwin Hubble.
Okay.
Oh.
Which is a great great grandfather his.
Anyway, I'm supposed to be the annoying one here. Stop taking my job, you border crosser, Canadian.
I get it so rarely.
But no, like the classic, the basement chain, the light bulb, this is when he was patented and everything.
Yeah.
Oh. Moving on up into the 1900s, in 1904, the Russian fleet in the harbor of at Port Arthur was exposed to Russian guns on the hill above the harbor. Russian ships attempted to escape, but most are forced back into the harbor by Japanese ships. Now wait a minute, that's weird. The Russian fleet is exposed to Russian guns, but the Japanese shoot them. So did the Japanese take control of the Russian guns, or is it supposed to be Japanese guns?
I have
Like-
no idea.
Like, there's something more or something wrong in this article. I don't know.
It's either miswritten or something else is going on.
Yeah. 4 years later, 1908, King Edward VII of Britain met with Emperor Wilhelm of Friedrichsdorf, Germany, the main point of contention in the increasing size of Germany's navy. Yeah, that's right. Germany, trying to once again compete, with
this is
England.
pre-World War One.
Yep. 1909, SOS was used by a U.S. ship, first used by a U.S. ship, the Arapaho off Cape Hatteras in North Carolina.
What does the SOS actually stand for?
What? It's a universal help sign. What
Yeah.
does SOS stand for? Like ship out of service or something? I'm not sure.
I just can't give you a direct answer, huh?
Well, I mean, I think it's just like it's not that the SOS is important. It's more of like the
Yeah.
it's the noise.
Sure.
So once you hear that noise, you know what it is.
But the noise are letters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe because all the letters in Morse code have
Yeah.
different things.
Yeah.
So if you have it's not really about the SOS. It's just about get the what's the quickest way to I don't know save our ship, save our souls. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Either one, save our ships or save our souls.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, there we go.
Nice answer.
Yeah. 1914, Jews are expelled from Missionik, Poland. Here we go again. What did they do? What happened? Hundreds of countries over thousands of years. Something keeps going on that we're just never allowed to talk about. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But 1914 as well, John Bray patented animation.
Ooh.
Yeah. The illusion of movement.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure what's his face is tried to steal that. So Edison. But hey, King, do you want to talk about something up in the northern Midwest?
Up there with the
1919?
cheeseheads.
Yeah. A former friend of mine actually is from there.
Sounds cheesy to me.
Yeah.
1919 Green Packers Football Club, founded by George Calhoun and Curly Lambeau, named after sponsor
Yes, they
Indian
play on Lambeau
Packing Company.
Field.
Yeah. And continue on.
So 1919.
No. Named after sponsor Indian Packing Company.
Yeah, I said that.
Oh, I didn't hear that. Sorry. You cut out right after Lambo.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, named after sponsor Indian Packing Company. That's why they're called the Packers.
Yep.
Yeah.
How about them Packers, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
We call them fudge packers down here.
Oh my God.
1919 Weimar Republic begins in Germany.
So that's after World War One. The Weimar Republic.
Yeah.
So, I was gonna say, going back to the derogatory term for the Packers that you just said. I don't know what's worse, calling them that or calling the Chiefs the other term that another former friend of mine.
You mean the chefs?
No.
Chefs, yeah.
Yeah. No, I was the fanny fart.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'm just being facetious.
Cheeky. Yeah. What else do we got here?
1920 first peace of Regatta Soviet Union recognizes independence of Latvia.
Ooh. Latvia, Lithuania,
Yeah.
and I forgot the third, one of the Baltic states. I
Yeah.
keep forgetting. Estonia? What are the Baltic states? Hold on a second. Baltic
Estonia.
states. I know it's Latvia, Lithuania, and I keep forgetting the third one. Estonia. Okay, I was right. So, yeah. And the three states, they kind of look like a flag, like this,
They do.
together, like that. Moving on up to 1924, we have the first newsreel pictures of U.S. presidential candidates were taken. All right, so on the newspaper now you know what they look like.
Yeah.
1926, Cleveland Indians future Baseball Hall of Fame outfielder Tyrus Speaker hit his 700th double in a 7-2 loss to Chicago White Sox at Dunn Field in Cleveland.
Chicago.
Chicago. Say it.
What?
Chicago.
Chicago.
Thank you. You know,
Chicago.
yeah. 1928, New York Giants future Baseball Hall of Fame pitcher Carl Hubble, a different Hubble once again,
Yeah.
registered first MLB victory at a 4-0 shutout of Philadelphia Phillies at the Polo Grounds in New York City.
He was the uncle of the guy named after the Hubble telescope.
Oh my God! Wait, how could he be the uncle? Because Edwin Hubble was like way before this.
Well, it was a little iffy. These.
Are we bringing in time travel paradoxes now? Like, is this some kind of Fry, like, you know, from Futurama thing?
No. I said of the Hubble telescope guy.
Yeah. No, I'm saying
He's recent. The one we were talking about earlier was
you're hurting
the
my
switch.
brain. Let's
The
move
bulb
on up
chain
to
that Hubble was way back. He was the great grandfather.
what happened in 1929. I don't even want to try to start comprehending what you're saying.
1929 New York Yankees slugger Babe Ruth becomes first MLB player to hit 500 home runs off of Willis Hudlin, and 6-5 loss to Indians at League Park, Cleveland.
The Great Bambino.
Yeah.
You know, that's Babe Ruth. You know, if anybody saw the Sandlot. You know,
Oh.
have you ever seen the
Baby.
Sandlot?
I don't think so.
Baby Ruth.
Baby
Some
Ruth.
chick.
Basically,
I don't know.
one of the main plots of that movie is like you know, they're playing in like this empty lot, the Sandlot. You know, they're playing a bunch of kids playing baseball and all that stuff. And then there's this one house, you know, directly adjacent to it, where there's the Beast. It's this like
dog.
junkyard dog
Yeah,
that eats people and
I've seen
everything.
that, yeah.
Yeah. So you know, like, so this guy, like, you know, hits an out of the field home run and he loses the ball. You know, they can't play anymore.
Yeah.
So he runs back and he grabs like a baseball from his house. Turns out it was a baseball autographed by Babe Ruth.
That's right. Yeah.
And then he hits that over the fence again, and then, you know, he thinks nothing of it. And then he's like, oh, what was that? Oh, the ball, it was signed by someone named Baby Ruth. Like, Babe Ruth, the Great Bambino? Like, oh, fuck. Like,
It's the same guy.
oh, no. You know, and, you know, like, that kid exemplifies more or less how still ignorant I am about, you know, sports.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I just don't care. Like, but anyway. What else do we got here? Another 1929.
New York Yankees slugger
that.
Babe. Oh, I read that. 1929 Persia and Iraq signed friendship treaty.
Huh. All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Friendship.
Yeah.
Persia eventually became Turkey, or actually they turned into the Ottoman Empire first, and then they became Turkey.
Yeah, they did become Turkey.
But Afghanistan, I think, was part of Persia. So
I think the whole region was.
yeah. Yeah, I think so. You're right, because, like, you know, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon and all that stuff was, I don't know, so many different empires, you know, reigned in that whole area. You know, Alexander the Great, Rome, you know, like, everything. What else do we got?
Persian Empire was huge.
Yeah.
1934 first federal prisoners arrive at Alcatraz in San Francisco Bay.
Now, I want to add in something. I was talking with the Derailment crew in their Discord last night and everything, and the subject of this history show came up, and they actually, one of them, Melissa Joy, I believe, told me about, like, oh, well, did you know that tomorrow, like, you know, we were talking about this yesterday, so tomorrow is today in this tense, is when they opened up Alcatraz. I'm like, oh, yeah, you know, blah, blah, I'm already researching writing, and I've already gone over that and everything, and then we were talking about all that, and I'm like, but, you know, like, I was trying to find it, and, you know, she told me the year, and I'm like, 1934, it seems a little late, but then again, because, you know, because I know that Al Capone went there,
Yeah.
you know, but Al Capone, you know, that was in the 20s and everything, but I was just like, you know, when did he go in there? So I looked into it, and he started his prison sentence in Alcatraz in late August of 1934, so he was one of the first.
They put him in. Well, they took the worst of the worst there. That was their unescapable prison.
Yeah.
Federal prison.
But see, you know, this is why I value communication and networking and all that stuff. If it wasn't for Melissa, you know, and all that stuff, then I wouldn't even look that up, and we wouldn't even be talking about this.
Yeah.
And by extension, because, you know, we spoke about this earlier, you know, during our coffee time, you know, earlier today. Alcatraz was the alpha version of what would eventually become the Supermax prison system.
Okay,
it was
yeah,
like the
yeah,
very
yeah.
we took
This
the
was
lessons
their-
we learned from that, and then we advanced.
This was
Like-
their Supermax prison then.
The very first one, yes.
So it makes sense Al Capone went there.
Yep.
Because plenty of people wanted to bust him out. Plenty of powerful bad people.
Yes. Yeah, no, Al Capone, he was behind a massacre on, the date that would become my birthday. Obviously, it occurred way before I was born.
Yeah.
But the St. Valentine's Day Massacre,
How would you like to be convicted of tax evasion and end up in Alcatraz? Are
Oh,
you
man.
kidding me?
Oh, you want to know something crazy? Like Joker, IRS. I gotta play this here.
Yeah.
So,
What are you crazy?
Yeah. $137 million.
Yes, and if I don't pay up, I'll go to jail for tax evasion. I'm crazy enough to take on Batman, but the IRS, no, thank you.
No, thank you.
Ah,
see, even the Joker pays his taxes. Okay, they're gonna get their money. All right, so, yeah, don't mess with the IRS. If the Joker bends his knee to them,
Yeah.
what chance do you got?
But he'll take on Batman.
Oh, he'll take on Batman for sure. Because Batman is just one wealthy billionaire. You don't want to fight an army of them. So, moving on up to 1935, Nazi mass demonstration against German Jews. Ugh,
Yeah.
ugly shit. 2 years later, 1937, The Life of Emile Zola, directed by William Diatrioto and starring Paul Mooney, premiered in New York, later received the Best Picture in 1938. What do we got here in 1940?
1940, 38 German aircraft shot down over England.
Yep, the Battle of the Blitz, the Battle of Britain, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So,
1942, September 30th, SS begins exterminating 3,500 Jews in Zelof, Lodz, Poland.
so this between now August 11th until September 30th, this is when they started, and then they would eventually, end up killing 3,500 Jews, throughout that allotted time.
Yeah.
So that's why the hyphen September 30th is this date through that one. So, and this next one, it's awful, and I feel awful for saying this, but why did they stop at 999? Why not just 1,000? Make it even. That's my OCD coming in, and it's awful. I feel terrible for saying this.
Well, read one up.
But
So I know
what do
what
we
you're
got?
talking about.
King?
At 1942, 999 Jews are taken from Mechelheim transport camp in Belgium.
Yeah, I mean that's awful. No matter what, it's awful. But it's just
Bet you, what do you bet there was some kind of law at 1,000 it's going to kick in or something? That's what it sounds like.
kind of like like a tax bracket type thing.
Yeah, and I'm only throwing something out of there, but that makes sense. It'd be something like that. It's like, oh, over 1,000, we got to hang you for treason, or you know what I'm saying.
Sounds like a city limit population thing.
Yeah,
So you can only find that many people
Yeah.
in that area.
that's it. Something like that, exactly.
Because don't get me wrong, it's an awful thing, but it's just why'd you stop at 999? Make it 1,000. Round it up. It's I feel terrible just saying that.
I'm glad that 1,000. I bet you that 1,000 guy's glad they stopped at 999.
Yeah, definitely. Oh. What else do we got here, though? Let's get off of that so I stop looking like an asshole.
1942, British aircraft carrier HMS Eagle hit by 4 German torpedo and sinks in the Mediterranean Sea, 81 miles south of Mallorca.
So, wow. So, an aircraft carrier. I didn't even know the British had aircraft carriers back then.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
World War II. Well,
But it was mainly us in Japan. I mean,
yeah.
they would have.
Sure, they would have had.
I mean,
aircraft carriers.
but there wasn't really much use for them in that theater of warfare. I mean, Germany did have an aircraft carrier, but they didn't really use it.
Well, they were landlocked too.
No.
No, of course not. Yeah.
What are you talking about? They
Yeah.
they terrorize the Atlantic with their submarines.
Yeah. No, I know.
So
Well, that it was shipping supplies and guns and everything
Yeah.
over to England, man. They sunk a lot of ships.
oh yeah. Well, 1944, Klaus Barbie, Gestapo head of Leon, France, left for Auschwitz. Let's go to the Barbie Museum.
No.
Ah,
Please, Dad.
Yeah. If anybody saw
or
Rabbits,
you trick your daughter. You're like, we're going to the Barbie Museum, yay!
she's gonna think that she's gonna see, you know, a world of plastic
Yeah.
being fantastic, but
Yeah.
no,
Dolls. Lots of dolls.
but no fascism.
Yeah.
1945, Allies refused Japan's offer to surrender on the condition that Emperor Hirohito retains his status. So good, we denied them. Remember we were talking about it yesterday?
unconditional,
Yeah. So, but I'm sorry, I cut you off, King. You were going to say something?
Oh no.
1948, the weightlifting competition at the London Olympics concluded with the U.S. at 4 and Egypt at 2 dominance, combining to win all of the 6 gold medals. Okay. Like, that's kind of a nothing article. I'll leave it in for now. 1949, the first Naples Capri swim. I almost read that as Capri Sun. 17 miles, 27 kilometers. Giovanni Gambi. So the first swim from Naples to Capri. So
Yeah.
17 miles. That's a long swim.
You better
Yeah.
believe it.
Yeah. Let's move on up into the next decade. What do we got here?
1950, Ethel Rosenberg testifies before a grand
Oh.
jury on allegations of the spying for the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
Yeah. Him and his wife.
Yep. There are
Her
several
and her
families.
and her husband, I should say.
Yeah, there are several families that were tried and found to be spies.
Yeah, they were
stuff.
the ones that were headline news, though.
Yeah,
A lot of them not guilty
yeah,
or something like that. They were just like blamed to set as examples.
yeah. Well, I don't think
Oh,
that
I'm
they'll
sure.
just willy nilly accuse somebody, you know. But yeah,
Who knows? You know.
yeah.
I mean, look at the witch trials, you know.
Well, that's religion. That's a whole nother thing. Like, you know.
Yeah.
People, people, do go a little crazy with politics. Don't get me wrong, but religion is another level. Like,
I mean, another thing, like look what we did with the Japanese
yeah,
that were living here during that,
yeah.
period.
I mean, like
Yeah.
the Japanese internment was horrible, but like as I've said, like and they took advantage of us. Like they posed as tourists to take pictures of Pearl Harbor as reconnaissance and everything. So,
Yeah.
you don't know. So what we did, I'm not justifying it, but what we did, I couldn't blame us. But at the same time, why didn't we do that to the Germans as well? So like that is that starts making me think like was there
Why
a
had the
racial
technology
thing
back
involved
then?
in it? Like what do you say, anime?
I said I don't think we had the bombs during the World War II war or the back then.
The
The Germans.
the bombs? What are you talking about?
The atomic.
Yeah, the atomic bombs during the Germans. I don't think we had that yet.
During the German. Like we fought the Germans and the Japanese at the same time. What are you talking?
Yeah, World War II.
What are you talking? You don't think we invented the atom bomb until after World War II?
No, I think my fault. I think I'm just being dumb.
You're
Continue.
confusing me. Anyway, what else do we got here in 1950?
1950 and a 4-for-38 slump. New York Yankees great Joe DiMaggio is benched for the first time. Replacements Cliff Maples hits a home run in 7-6 win over Philadelphia Athletes.
All right.
Well, sometimes you gotta sit your pride guy out, your poster boy out, whatever.
54. Actually, 51. Sorry. My bad.
Yeah. First televised baseball game in color on WCBS in New York City. Boston Braves beat Brooklyn Dodgers 8-1.
Oh, it breaks my heart, boy.
Yeah. Did you hear the beginning of that article?
No.
The first televised baseball game in color,
Ooh.
1951.
Whoa, ho, ho.
Wow,
There you go.
you've spoken a couple of times about TVs, color TVs in your neighborhood and all that
Oh,
stuff.
yeah. I went up to a friend's house, just to see color TV. Watch Bonanza.
That was a good show. From
Yeah.
what I've heard.
Yeah.
It was.
It
a
had to be in
bonanza.
the late 50s, I think.
Yeah. Well, this is early 50s.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
But not every, it was a long time. It took a while for people
I
to get
remember
color
black
TVs.
and white. I had a black and white TV in my room when I was a kid.
Yeah, we had remember the TV in the shop you had when I was a kid, like the small
A
one?
little teeny portable.
black
and
yeah,
white,
ran
yeah.
on batteries, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine was a little more like that too.
I think I took that with me when I went to Houston when I was like 15, 16.
You may have.
Like, because I couldn't fall asleep without a TV, and they didn't have a TV in that room, so I just, we had
Yeah.
made arrangements
Yeah.
prior to it, so I brought the TV with me.
Could have.
So, moving on up to 1954, formal peace treaty ends over 7 years of fighting in Indochina between the French and the Communist Viet Minh. So this is Vietnam.
Vietnam, yeah.
Yep.
And then we kicked in.
Yeah,
Great.
because we were allies.
What a great decision.
Yeah. 56, first flight of the four-motor Cessna 620. Well, let's take a look at this bird here really quick. Let's see. What does this look like?
Cessna.
Cessna. Oh, this
The
guy.
big one.
Yeah. Well, not really that big, but
Well, for a Cessna it is.
yeah.
That's got to be one, at least this time of their
Yeah.
development, has to be one of their biggest planes.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Get rid of these tabs here really quick. 57, Canada's first major commercial airline disaster when Maritime Central Airways DC-4 crashed in a thunderstorm near Quebec City, killing all 79 on board. And we're actually going to be talking about this event in the other show later on today, talk show. But there was a recent plane crash in Brazil, and I showed you the footage. It's really haunting. The plane just dropped out of the sky. It didn't glide. It didn't crash. It didn't nosedive. It just somebody just just lifted a plane and just dropped it.
Now, was this
very weird.
Was this the maiden voyage of this airline? Is that what that said?
No, this is the first major commercial airline disaster in Canada's history.
Okay.
So, not the first airline disaster ever, but the first
Right,
major
in
airline
Canada.
disaster in Canada,
Yeah.
specifically.
I don't know how I got the maiden voyage out of that.
Well, we spoke about the first flight of the four-motor just prior.
Okay.
So you might have still had that lingering in your mind of the, they're both aircraft. So. 1960, Chad declared independence from France. The country of Chad. So if
Yeah.
anybody knows anything memey about the internet, Chad map.
And now you know the source of the Seattle, Washington fiasco, where they decided to make their own city and call it Chad
I did not know this.
during the riots.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the riots after the Floyd thing. Everybody started rioting.
Oh,
in all
this
the
is
big
recent.
cities. Oh, yeah.
So recently they incorporated a city called Chad.
Yeah, in the side of Seattle, they took over this whole area inside Seattle and called it Chad.
One of those takeover zones.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I see. Yeah.
And ambulances and police were not allowed in. Blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah.
People died.
And then people are dying in there. Well, maybe you'll let an ambulance in. Hey, what a bunch of idiots.
But see, here's a weird thing, not to squanch on the seriousness of what you just spoke, but there's this whole meme online, the whole Chad culture, Giga Chad and all that stuff. Which it's really interesting. The country of Chad looks like the meme Chad. This is the original Chad
okay.
meme.
Yeah.
And look at the country. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if this
I
was
think that was
intended.
the point.
I'm sorry?
I think that was the point, probably.
Yeah.
Huh. So you think somebody actually made a meme off of the shape of the country?
No, they made the country look that on purpose.
Oh, so you don't think that's the original shape of the country?
No, that's the shape of the country. That's the actual shape of the country. You're saying that somebody changed the shape of the country to match the meme?
Yes.
Maybe. Who
Because
knows?
No, but if I just look up Chad map, no, the actual country has always looked like this. Is when they first Chad declared independence in 1960. This is well before the internet.
Oh,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I think
Maybe
it's
it's
more
just
of
a
an extreme coincidence. Like,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
think the country was
extreme.
shaped to be the meme.
Oh, that's kind of
Unless
crazy.
someone saw a face in that and drew
Well,
the
that's,
meme.
that's what I'm saying. Like they modeled the meme after the country,
Right.
most
Right.
if anything like
More
that.
than likely,
but I
yes.
think it's more of a coincidence.
Could be.
Because the Chad meme came out. It's a whole thing. Like I don't have time to explain the entire intricacies of all that stuff. But now that King is back, do you want to tell us about 1961?
In 1961, Milwaukee Braves future baseball Hall of Fame pitcher Warren Spahn records record career number 300, beats Cubs 2-1 in County Stadium, Milwaukee.
All right.
And now the Atlanta Braves.
Ah,
They're not in Milwaukee anymore. It's now the Brewers, I believe.
well, that's interesting that you say that because we're going to be talking about a team that used to be in Brooklyn, but now they're in LA.
Ooh. Who would that be?
1962, LA Dodgers protest as San Francisco manager Alvin Dark orders Candlestick Park ground crew to water down base paths to hinder MLB All-Star Maury Willis
Yep.
base stealing attempts. Giants win
I
5-4.
remember that. I remember that well.
Huh.
I remember that because I think that's the year he stole 100 bases.
Yeah, we talked about that just yesterday
Not too
or
long
something,
ago.
right?
Sometime
You were
ago.
here.
Yeah.
Water
Yeah.
down base paths.
Yeah.
That's cheating, clearly.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, but is it against the rules? You
No,
know,
I don't think so.
like, I don't know.
maintenance.
Yeah, I'm sure it's
Whoops,
one of
we got
those
a little
things where
wet.
like,
Our
well,
bad.
we gotta add this rule now.
I mean, it wasn't mud.
Yeah.
It was just wet.
Yeah.
It slows down.
Yeah.
Someone be able to run.
But see, like, you do that, to slow down. Now you're slowing down everybody.
Yeah. But he's the guy stealing 100 bases in a year,
Yeah.
so he gets on. He can end up third when you walked him.
And see, the other thing is that like, there's some like self-deprecation in this because if they water down the field, they got to run on that too when it's their turn.
Yeah.
So they're taking the handicap just to
But it's more of a handicap to
him,
the team
yeah.
that has the runner.
Yeah.
So that's the point.
Yeah.
It also slows down the ball. It's not going to get through the infield as easy. That doesn't help anybody. That's all equal.
Yeah.
But it's specifically to slow him down. That was the point.
1963 here, we have 4 ANC political detainees escaped from Pretoria Central Prison in South Africa. Yikes. Well, that's good. ANC, African National Convention, these are the people who are wrongfully imprisoned just because they're black. Like, well, I would say most likely wrongfully imprisoned because, apartheid, was a real awful thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Terrible.
1964, A Hard Day's Night, a musical comedy film featuring the Beatles, was released in the U.S. in New York City.
Yeah.
And then exactly 1 year later, in 1965, Help, a musical comedy film featuring the Beatles, was released in the U.S. So, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it looks like... Oh, you look frozen there for half a second, King. I thought your internet died again. Oh. But what do we got here in 65? Another one. Watts.
Yeah. 1965 Watch Riot began in southeast Los Angeles last 6 days.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that well.
Yeah, I know of it.
Yeah.
that was a big one.
First time that I was aware of, anyways, that there were riots to be had within the cities of the United States. And this
Yeah.
happened to be L.A., where I lived.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I remember.
Shocking.
I remember specifically after the after the Lakers won some kind of their
Championship, yeah.
Yeah, like there was a whole riot and the rioters literally overthrew turned over a police car
cars, yeah.
a police car and set it on fire. It's like, well, that's what you do when you win? Oh my god.
Yeah.
I don't want to see what happens when you lose. Jeez, man.
Stupid.
Soccer hooligans eat your heart out, man. So, what do we got here in 1966?
1966, the Beatles arrive in Chicago, Illinois for the third time and final U.S. tour.
All right.
Where?
Chicago, Illinois.
Chicago.
Chicago. Yeah. And then another
Chicago.
Beatles one here. Sorry, what anime?
Chicago.
There we
there
go.
we
go.
There we go. It's going around the horn, folks.
Yeah, it's getting viral.
1968 Beatles launch Apple Records label.
Oh. 1968, 15 Guinness Special, the last mainline steam passenger train service in Britain. Selection of British rail steam locomotives make a return 120-mile journey Liverpool to Carlisle before having their fires drop for the last time. The end of an era, man. Like, wow.
Yep.
And 1968 as well, Satchel Paige at the age of 62, the great baseball kisser. Like, I love this photograph. And needing 158 days on an MLB payroll to qualify for a pension, was signed by the Atlanta Braves. He doesn't pitch and becomes a coach. So yeah, just getting it up, getting his pension.
Kudos.
You know,
I'll tell
awesome
you, kudos.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And 1969, future Baseball Hall of Famer Don Drysdale, the last LA Dodger to play in Brooklyn, retires because of damage to his right pitching shoulder.
Yep.
The last, another end of an era right there.
Yeah. Him and Sandy Koufax, 2 fireballs playing at the same time.
Oh man, were they ever against each other?
No, they were in
they
the
were in the
rotation
same
with the Dodgers.
Oh, so they were on the same team?
Yeah.
That's unfair.
They had a hell of a pitching staff. What can I tell you?
What else do we got here? 1970.
1970 future Ball of Fame pitcher Jim Bunning becomes second Cy Young Award winner to win 100 games in both NL and AL. Phillies beat Houston 65 at Astrodome.
Ah. This next one, I'm on the fence whether or not to keep it in the.
Well, it's
main-
here now.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying.
1971, 4 people are shot dead in separate incidents in Belfast. 3 of them by the British Army, as violence continues following the introduction of the internment and Operation Demetrius. What's the internment
I
and
wonder what
Operation
Operation
Demetrius?
Demetrius is. So this may be very significant.
Yeah. Well, this is obviously during the Troubles.
Yeah.
And I remember why I put it in here because the British Army killed 3 people out of 4. So like as soon as you start having the military kill your own civilians, you have a serious problem. But Operation Demetrius was a British Army operation in Northern Ireland on between 9th to 10th of August in 1971 during the Troubles. It involves a mass arrest and internment, the imprisonment without trial of people suspected of being involved with the Irish Republican Army, the IRA, which was waging an armed campaign for a united Ireland against the British state. They want independence. Just let them go.
Can you say Kent State?
I don't know what that is.
National Guards killed a student.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Your army's killing people.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not saying,
Yeah.
we're above it.
No, not
the
at all.
United
I'm just
States
saying,
is
here we
like,
go.
the United States is, like, on the surface level,
What's
it's nice,
happening
but,
in the UK?
yeah. I mean, like, like, January 6th, look at that. Like, just arresting people en masse, and still rotting in a cell, waiting for their hearing.
Yep.
They haven't
Can you
even
Putting feds into the crowd and purposely trying to agitate people
Yeah,
on camera, but nothing happens to him.
yeah. What were you going to say, Lou?
Can you imagine your son goes to school that day and doesn't come home alive?
Oh, God. Yeah. Well, I mean...
Yeah, Ashley Babbitt, she didn't come home that day.
I mean, like,
No one
the
ever
intro
talks
to the
about her, though.
Watchmen. The intro to
No one
the
ever talks
Watchmen.
about Ashley Babbitt.
Sorry, go ahead.
So there was one person killed that day, and it was Ashley Babbitt.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely. And the guy ended up
She
getting a
was-
commendation. Instead
Yeah,
of
she
going
couldn't
on trial.
wait. She couldn't have weighed over $110, but we had to take her down because reasons.
How do you shoot an unarmed woman through glass? She's still on the other side of the building. You
Yep.
shoot her, kill her, and there's no repercussions. He ends up getting an award.
Oh, because he's the right color.
Yep.
That's why. No.
How's
he's,
that possible?
He's the flavor of the month, or the color of the month, So, but like that reminds me, and I've used this in the show before, back in the days when I used to pre-record and edit and all that stuff, or I guess record. Pre-record is the same thing.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. But yeah, let me play this. That's
Yeah.
powerful.
Times they are changing.
They are. But I mean, can you imagine, the
Yeah.
the peace, please, peace, no peace, death, boom, shot right through the flower. My God, I mean, I know this is fiction, but still,
course.
the point is the symbology.
The message they're sending. Yeah.
I'm on the verge of tears right now, so let's continue on. What do we have here in 1971?
1971 construction begins on Louisiana Superdome.
Superdome.
Beach
Yeah.
football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no way, dude!
Yeah.
1972 Cheech and Chong Day in San Antonio,
Hey.
Texas.
Yeah, hey, I
Dude,
might not be in San
Cheech and Chong
Antonio.
Days. Let's celebrate.
Yeah.
For Cheech and Chong.
Yep.
Thanks for all the laughs.
Sorry for doing that in front of you, but
funny.
it's Cheech and Chong. You want a hit?
No.
Oh, but you're a hippie.
Was.
Well, the apple didn't fall
I'm
far
not-
from the tree.
I'm so far from a hipster, it's ridiculous.
Oh man. 1972 as well. We have 2 IRA members are killed when a bomb they were transporting exploded prematurely. Whoops.
Whoops, is right.
Whoopsie daisies. 73, American Graffiti,
Yeah.
directed by George Lucas, opened in cinemas across the United States, and that is a historically significant movie because that's, I believe, what led to his creation of ILM, Industrial Light and Magic. What led him to create Star Wars.
You got to be right.
Yeah, because I do know to some degree his success with American Graffiti is what led him to continuing on, Star Wars,
sure.
Indiana
Well, you could
Jones,
see-
all the other stuff.
Is he the director, the writer, or
George
all
Lucas. Well, he was the creator, the director.
Okay.
It says here director, so he obviously wrote Star Wars. I think he also was in part of the creation of the American Graffiti.
That's what I'm
writing.
getting at. I know he's the director, but I mean, did he write it? Did he?
Who wrote American Graffiti? George Lucas.
Okay.
So yeah,
You
there
can
you
see
go.
his talent right away.
Yeah. So yeah.
And the talent in who he hired. I mean, there were young people in there became major actors out of this.
George, Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Opie. Of course, he was already established.
Opie.
but Opie.
Who's Opie?
Andy Griffith Show, little kid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I forget his name.
Oh, you talking about a little Asian guy?
No.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Short Round from Indiana Jones.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No.
Somebody
He was-
else.
Yeah, whatever his name is. You'd know it if I said his name. He
Well,
did he did a sitcom too when he was older.
Opie Winston.
No.
Harry Opie Winston.
No.
Okay. Opie George.
Sitcom.
George Lucas sitcom.
No, not George
Ron
Lucas.
Howard.
Ron Howard. There you
Ron
go.
Howard. Okay. I've heard the name.
Yeah, he did with the Fonz. He did that whole sitcom. He was the other kid.
Oh,
Not the
Happy
Fonz.
Days.
Happy Days. There you go.
Okay. Oh, here's looking at Yule Kid.
And he became a big time director behind the scenes more than
Huh.
as much as he. Yeah, but he was in that. He was in the movie too.
Yeah,
It was
American
all-
Graffiti
yeah,
right
American Graffiti.
here. Grand Theft Auto. Oh, it's the movie Grand Theft Auto, not the game. Okay. I was gonna be like, what the hell? Cocoon. That's another good movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The Willow. Wow, he's all over the place.
Oh, he's major.
A Beautiful Mind. Really? Wow. That's a movie I haven't seen in a while. Apollo 13. Rush.
No,
Wow.
he's major.
Oh, then Solo, A Star Wars Story. That's when everything turned to shit. Yeah, exactly.
Now I'm going to see a face in chat every time I see that. I will see the face.
Oh, I do too. Why do you think I brought that forward?
Yeah.
I don't want to be the only one suffering from this, meme syndrome or whatever it is. But what else do we got here in 1973? This is pretty big. I don't know why this isn't highlighted. So,
The birth of hip hop. DJ Cool here uses 2 turntables playing the same record simultaneously to create the merry-go-round technique at a party in the Bronx.
now what is this merry-go-round technique? I gotta hear it.
Yeah.
Merry-go-round. Yeah, that's what I was thinking it is. But
I don't need your help.
I
okay?
just want confirmation here.
I don't need your help.
There's a record option, mixing from the end of one record straight into the beginning of another.
That started in
Well,
the
this is giving me
community.
like a whole explanation. I just want to hear it. Like,
The unique thing that DJ Kool Herc was doing was using 2 turntables to play only the breakbeat portions of records. Think about a drum solo or maybe the bass, but no vocals or other instruments getting in the way. This is the part of the record that would get dancers on the dance floor. So what he would do is cue up a break on one record, and when that break went off, immediately mix between another record. I've queued up the Incredible Bongo Band's Apache. And now Herc would play this and maybe follow up Apache with another break from maybe James Brown or Jimmy Castor, something like that. But I'm just gonna give you a taste of what a breakbeat kind of sounds like. So I'm gonna trigger it from my Akai sampler here. Funky. All right, so you imagine that when that goes off, Herc's immediately following that up with another break. So there's no stops. It's just keeping people on the dance floor by moving from breakbeat to breakbeat. And Herc calls this the merry-go-round.
oh, okay. So I guess that was the merry-go-round. Just
Now,
okay.
do you know in the which are now ending today, the 24 Olympics of Paris? You know what was an event?
Oh, they're finally over.
It's going to end today.
Oh, thank
yeah.
God. So
Anyway, breakdancing.
oh yeah, I heard
First
about
time
that.
ever.
Yeah, I heard about that. So now, yeah, breakdancing is an Olympic sport.
Yeah.
You know,
well, just this one time, and then I don't know if it's going on to
Yeah.
LA or not.
Well, yeah. Well, so that's because I was seeing a lot of breakdancing videos on 9gag. I'm like, what's going on? Like, why is this suddenly becoming a thing? But now that makes sense because it's in the Olympics and everything.
Yeah, I just saw today the U.S. guy won bronze.
Yeah, but like what I was thinking, like, when I was seeing all this, I'm just like, you know what?
Yeah,
Breakdancing, it just looks like a geriatric trying to get up.
Oh,
you know?
These guys are super athletes.
Oh yeah.
And girls that do it
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
I don't know if they had a women's division or not, but I just saw the guys for a minute.
Well, you know, I don't know why there'd have to be a segregation between men and women with breakdancing because, like, you know.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, like, you know, with.
But there's just a physical difference between the two.
But they're not running, they're not jumping, they're not throwing something.
No,
You're
but
standing in the same place.
If you're bigger, faster, stronger, how's a woman going to compete against that?
Well,
because you got to get a score.
Well, it
and
doesn't
if she
matter.
can't do half the gymnastic type things that the guy can do. Very difficult for her to win.
But in gymnastics, women are usually more superior. You know.
It depends on what you're talking about.
I would say
why do they keep gymnastics separate? They have a women's and men's.
Well,
division.
because that's.
They're in the same ballpark.
No, there's
totally
a
different, but still same idea. Why do you keep them separate?
I don't know. I don't think there could be a separation between men and women in breakdancing because it's a different pocket. I don't know how to explain it, but it's a different pocket.
Because you can't explain it. Once again, I put you in your place. Go on, quick, before you think of something.
Yeah, let's move on up. What else do we got here? 1974.
Head-on collision between 2 buses kills 21 and car turkey.
Yikes! I mean, you know, that didn't hit my 100 limit, but 2 buses.
Yeah.
Like that's not normal. So.
That's not good at all.
We got 275s here if you want to take them.
1975 Expos Jose Manuel and Green struck out 5 times in a game.
Wow. Get him off. Like, yikes. So he got struck out 5 times in a game. That's not good. So, and what else?
1975 U.S. vetoes proposed admission of North and South Vietnam to the UN.
Ah. So they both said they got no. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And, they probably knew that, South Vietnam, by 75, they were losing, definitely. So they probably didn't want to bring in a representative of a country that wasn't going to fold within a year, Like, moving on up to 1976, The Who drummer Keith Moon collapsed and was hospitalized in Miami, Florida. What happened?
I don't know.
Drug OD or something? Like,
could be exhaustion. Who knows?
Yeah. In 1977, Jif Boycott scored his 100th FC 100 versus Australia, I guess, at Headingley. Some more cricket there. So, but
cricket.
What a last name though, Boycott.
Yeah.
Like, 1978, we have the funeral of Pope Paul the Seventh. No, the Sixth was held in the Vatican. 78, Legionnaire's disease bacteria isolated in Atlanta,
Oh yeah.
Georgia.
Legionnaires. Yeah.
Huh?
Isolated.
Yeah. So
Found out what it was. No one knew what it was initially.
Oh, so that's when they finally figured out.
Figured
okay.
out what it was.
Oh wow! So all right, Atlanta. Oh. And then 79, we have 3 of them. If King wants to take them.
79, 28 degrees Fahrenheit in Embarrass, Minnesota. Eesh.
28 degrees Fahrenheit in August.
Mm.
That's really
That's
low.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that's embarrassing,
That's amazing.
but what a name, embarrass.
Technically, it could snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause- yeah. Yeah.
It
Can you
won't
imagine
last long,
snowfall
but
in
yeah.
August?
Yeah.
Like, but hey, it's Minnesota, don't you know? As a former friend of mine, likes to call.
Minnesota.
I think in Colorado, the only
I've never
month-
heard of that one before. Good.
I miss Alice. I really do. Oh. What were you gonna say, Loon?
in Colorado, I think the only month that hasn't snowed ever, I believe, is August. It may be July. I'm not sure. And I don't put that on. But I guess 28 degrees.
Well, we do have someone in the Omni Coalition community who lives in Utah.
Not Utah,
Oh,
Colorado.
Okay. But I thought I think she lives in I don't know. She either lives in Utah or Colorado. I keep forgetting which one. So one of them. Anyway, what else do we got?
1979, British rock band Led Zeppelin performs for what becomes the final time in England at the Kenilworth Park, Hertfordshire, before over 200,000 fans.
Dang. That's a lot of fans.
Yeah.
And we got a baseball one, and I'll take us into the 80s.
1979, Phillies Tug McGraw gives up a record 4th Grand Slam of the year.
So, did he do it willingly, or
I don't know.
that seems like a crap thing to do? Just give up your Grand Slam. Aren't you hungry? For victory? Or for food, I guess, if you go to Denny's. I can go for a Grand Slam right now. What's with me? I have this innate, want to always make people hungry around me. I really am AO the food dude, aren't I? 19. We never got an answer. What is this? What does it mean to give up? Did he do it willingly, or what happened?
Read it again. Phillies.
Phillies Tug McGraw gave up record 4th Grand Slam of the year.
He's a pitcher, and he gave up a home run, which happened to be a bases loaded home run. He did it for the 4th time in a year. So it's the pitcher gave it up.
So I don't know if that's good or bad.
That's bad.
Okay.
Pitcher gave up a Grand Slam home run. Not only that's bad, but he did it 4 times in that season.
Yeah. So get him off. So I was right in my initial sentiment.
Yeah.
You give him up.
Yeah.
1980, Angola revised its constitution. Okay. 80 as well. The Yanks. Reggie Jackson hit his 400th home run off Chicago's Britt Burns.
Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago. 1984, a British 1-2 in the 1500 meter at the Los Angeles Olympics, with Sebastian Coe edging teammate Steve Cram to become the only man to successfully defend his Olympic 1500 meter title. Welcome to the show, Ghost. How you doing?
Hey, Ghost 3.
There.
We also have 84 as well. Carl Lewis duplicated Jesse Owens' 1936 feat, winning his 4th Olympic gold medal as part of the U.S.'s 4x100 meter relay team.
Yeah.
World record 37.83 seconds.
4x4.
Yep. And we got 3 more 84s if King wants to take them. Starting off with Cincinnati.
Cincinnati Reds retired Johnny Bench's number 5 uniform.
They benched the bench.
Great
Yeah.
catcher.
Yep.
1984, during a radio voice test, U.S. President Reagan jokes he signed legislation that would outlaw Russian forever. We began bombing in 5 minutes.
Yes, and actually, this this actually got to Russia. It got leaked. It got to Russia, and they actually, they
Took it seriously.
They took it. They did. Reagan was known for his jokes, as you know, like
storytelling for
but,
sure.
But sometimes he did things, like thank God he's not around today. Like that's a awful thing to say. But if we let his personality on the internet, we probably would end up with a nuclear war. But here's the actual audio.
My fellow Americans, I'm pleased to tell you today that I've signed legislation that will outlaw Russia forever. We begin bombing in 5 minutes.
Yeah, don't fuck around, dude.
Yeah, let's not fuck around with the bombs and threatening other countries. Like, I mean,
yeah, that's not an intelligent move there, No. But what else do we have here in '84?
84 Ian Ferguson of New Zealand wins his third canoeing gold medal of the LA Olympics, taking out the K4 1000 a day after victories in the K1 500 and K2 500.
All right.
Canoeing.
Yeah.
How about that?
1988, Al Qaeda was formed at a meeting between Osama bin Laden, Ayman al-Zawahiri, and Dr. Fadl in Peshawar, Pakistan. And let's not forget, Osama bin Laden was a CIA agent. He worked for the CIA, and he was instrumental in the satellite war we had against the Soviet Union in Afghanistan. That's why Al Qaeda was formed. It was formed as a paramilitary organization to stir shit up, to validate the U.S.'s involvement, to start, fighting the Soviets. A whole bunch of crap. Like, the United States invented Al Qaeda. And, Osama bin Laden, member of the CIA, put the pieces together, people. Like, come on. The government's not going to come out and outright tell you exactly what happened. You got to figure it out yourself. Like, to some degree, it's always on the person to fill in the blanks there. So.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yep. 1988 as well, Mir Kahane renounced U.S. citizenship to stay in Israeli parliament. Yeah. 1989, Nightmare on Elm Street 5, Dream Child premiered. Yeah. And 1989, last but not least, Voyager 2 discovered 2 partial rings of Neptune. So Neptune has a ring. Now, every planet, to some degree, I believe, has a ring. Earth has a ring, a natural ring, not the ring of spacecraft we have up there, but we have a very minute natural ring of, like space dust and asteroids and whatnot that, got trapped in our orbit. And, so, we have a very slight ring.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. But what do we got here in 1990?
1990, Europe and Morocco troops land in Saudi Arabia to prevent Iraqi invasion.
Can you reread the first part? Europe.
Did I say Europe? Egypt.
I think you said
all this World War II talk that we do like almost every single time. It's just messing with my head, I guess.
Yeah. Well, that's what I do. I am a head messer. Oh, that sounds weird. But yeah. 1991.
1991, 400,000 demonstrate for democracy in Madagascar. 31 killed.
Oh man. Dos Mas 91s, if you want.
Jate. Muslims release U.S. hostage. Edward Tracy. I'm sure.
Yeah. Shiites.
Not that wrong.
Shiites. Yeah, the Shiites and the Sunnis.
Yep.
Yeah, well, they. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually call them the same word.
Well, Shiites, Sunnis, Crips, Bloods, Republicans, Democrats,
Well, it's like Iran and Saudi Arabia do not like each other. One Shiite, one Sunni.
Yeah. And the Catholics and Protestants don't like each other.
Yeah, so on it goes.
The Muslims and the Jews hate each other. Man, so much divisiveness. When will people learn? 1992, Oakland A's rip Jose Canseco for leaving stadium before the end of game. That's not cash money, bro. Why are you leaving? Do you have a story?
No, I don't know, but maybe he got tossed or something.
Huh.
So he just went in, took a shower, and went home.
Yeah.
That's a no-no. You stay with your team.
Huh.
Yep.
We have here in 1996, now off of main source for whatever reason. Actually, no, I don't think I got up to here in research writing. We have the revival of Herb Gardner's stage comedy drama 1,000 Clowns, starring Judd Hirsch, closed at Criterion Theater in New York City after 32 performances. Judd Hirsch, why does that name sound so familiar? Judd Hirsch.
Actor.
Well, yeah, but like, who was he? Like,
Oh, that guy. He was
Yeah, oh no, wrong one.
who is he? Who was
He was
he?
in Taxi.
Oh no, wasn't he in Independence Day? He was the guy who got
Yeah.
in the
He was
like
the
Yeah.
father.
yeah, he was the guy.
He was the father.
I gotta call my lawyer. Like that guy.
He was the
Like-
father of one of the stars.
Judd Hirsch, Independence Day. Yeah, he was in the. Oh yeah, this guy. So, okay.
Yeah.
Listen, David, I mean,
Pastor?
well, you think they don't know what you know?
He's
They
the
know,
father
believe
of
me,
that
they
guy.
know.
Yeah, he's in Resurgence too.
He was also in the sitcom Taxi.
Ah, yeah, and that was Taxi is where Danny DeVito. got
Danny
his-
DeVito
his
was
main-
in there, and
yeah.
the other guy
And
that they say was
what's his
brilliant.
name? The comedian.
He died young.
Ah,
I can't remember his
Yeah.
name.
well, dying young. That doesn't
He
narrow
was-
anything down.
I know. He was really off the wall, but they said he was a brilliant comedian.
Oh yeah, didn't you say
Yeah.
I look like another comedian?
Jim,
Like
Jim Carrey played him in a movie.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
well, speaking of comedians, like I did something yesterday that reminded you of what was his name?
Oh,
Uh,
yeah, I forgot now. Guy,
he
he was on Saturday Night Live.
yeah, like he was
Andy Kaufman.
No,
Andy
no.
Kaufman is what we're talking about from the sitcom that died early.
The taxi sitcom guy.
Yeah.
Andy Kaufman.
But who was that other guy?
I don't know. I forgot.
But no, he was
There's
in,
he has a good like documentary on his life. It's really good.
who was the guy what's that movie where they're going across country trying to sell brakes? Callahan
Oh,
and
yeah.
all that stuff.
He was the crazy son.
Yeah.
That was the guy.
Holly Boy.
Yeah, Johnny Boy. Well, Chris
Tommy
Farley. Chris
Boy.
Farley.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said I looked like Chris Farley. I did
What you were
something.
doing weird moves
Yeah.
and
Like
shaking your head back and forth like he did. God, you look like Chris Farley.
Yeah. What do we got here in 1997?
1997, Benin legalizes January 10th as Voodoo holiday. All right,
Oh wow! So Voodoo has their own holiday
Oh.
in Benin. So yeah,
sweet.
it's pretty cool. Now this is weird. I went. Okay, I gotta do some editing here. So we're going from 1992 to 6 to 7 to 3 to back to 7. So I gotta move this over here.
Yeah.
Red Sox. So
All right, you're back to 1993. Red Sox. Roger Clemens pitches 2,000th strikeout. Danny Tartable, New York.
that's a lot of strikeouts.
Dang, it's
All
crazy.
in one game.
I don't think so.
Yeah, all in one.
Yeah. That was
All
one hell of a
2,000th players.
Yeah.
1997, Benin legal. Wait,
Yeah, we already did that.
1998, Palestine Liberation Organization and Palestinian National Authority President Yasser Arafat arrives in Cape Town on his first state visit to South Africa and at the invitation of President Nelson Mandela.
Ooh.
PLO.
Yep. Now I want to interrupt here really quick. Ghostery did some research here and says that scientists think Earth will develop rings like Saturn from its 27,000 pieces of space junk.
Oh,
As of
that's
now-
a
Oh,
good
yeah.
point.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about that. It's like, what if some planet where they eventually become sentient
Well,
life,
that's a great
and
point.
they're viewing
man,
Earth,
that's
and
a
they're
great
viewing it like 5,000 years into the future, but
Yeah.
because of the space, they're viewing us
Light years and all that
what's
stuff,
happening
yeah.
right now, and they're just slowly watching us develop this ring. And like, what is that? Why is Earth developing rings? Like,
What are they doing?
yeah, what are they
The new
doing?
meaning
Right?
to man-made.
Yeah. No, that's why I made it a point. Like, when I was talking about Earth having a natural
Yeah,
ring, not the
yeah.
space junk we have,
Yeah.
but we have a natural one. But now it's been exasperated with the once again 27,000 pieces of space junk. what the fuck are we doing? You know?
Yeah. And we don't know how much more than that when you take in metal flakes and
Yeah.
everything else that are circling us too.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, like here, like let me.
A metal flake can destroy a satellite.
Oh yeah, well, let's see here. Space junk map. Like if anybody's seen, the movie Wall-E, like the intro to
Yeah.
Wall-E, you fly into all the space junk. That's not too much different than what it actually is. Like this is one of the visual representations of space junk. Like look at this. We developed a shield around ourselves.
Yeah.
Like we're in danger here of containing ourselves away from the rest of the universe by ourselves. We're self-containing ourselves, and maybe that's a good thing because humanity is a cancer. So what else do we got here? 1999.
I just keep thinking about the dark force theory and how all this is just lighting up our planet in a dark forest. Like, come get us. We're right here.
Oh yeah, with like all of the extra stuff to shine away and all the radio signals we send and the golden record, like
Ugh.
yeah. Yeah, it might not be a good thing to make ourselves known,
Yeah,
Well,
dark
what does it
force
tell?
theory.
What does it,
Dark force
look at those
theory.
people.
Look it
They're
up.
trashing.
Yeah.
They're trashing themselves. They're surrounding themselves with their own junk.
And they're broadcasting themselves. You know what? Maybe they're suicidal. Let's get rid of the Earth.
Yeah.
Like,
This could be a cancer on us. Let's get rid of it. Let's cut it out.
It definitely is. I mean, it's already spread to the moon. Like.
Yeah.
And like the whole Agent Smith monologue about humans being a virus and everything. It's not unbelievable.
And here's a thought for you. As far as the universe, living things, are they a cancer to the universe?
Yeah.
Any living thing, not human, but any living thing on any planet, is it the first steps of a cancerous thing?
Well, I know we're massively.
That's an interesting theory.
I know we're massively deviating.
Fun to think about.
I know we're massively deviating from the
just a bit
the reason for the show, but like you approached me with this whole thing about like what if the whole universe is actually a much larger being? Now I'm going to cover this up for you. You see this here on the right? This is the galactic cluster and everything.
Yeah.
Now here on the left is an image of a brain cell. What's the difference?
Yeah.
Well,
that's my whole point.
Yeah.
That's what brings up the point of, are we cancerous?
Yeah. Maybe humanity is a disease, and
what are we trying to do? Spread.
Yeah.
We'll eventually go to other planets, and
I mean, like you look at the universe, you look at the microverse, you look at the macroverse, and really it's the same story, just different sizes. Yeah. And then that coincides kind of with the theory that black holes contain universes, and every black hole has another universe, and so on, and it's fractaled, as Joe Rogan says in his stand-up. Like what if we are like just part of a cell in a greater creature of a size that is incomprehensible.
Well, we can't comprehend infinity. We can't comprehend it, so we have to make other structures within other structures within other structures. That's the only way we can comprehend it.
And this coincides with the multiverse theory as well. Like we think of like we are in this universe, we are in this being, and a different universe is another being.
Yeah.
And then if you travel from one universe to another, infecting another being, you are going into another universe, another being. Mm-hmm. This is a whole conference. Let's get back on track here. What do we got here in 1999?
1999, American rock group Kiss received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
All right.
A buddy of mine came up to me and said, "There's a new group. I just saw them. They're unbelievable. I'm not going to tell you anything about them other than give you their name. Kiss."
Yeah.
What? Kiss? What kind of name is that? And then, of course, Kiss is Kiss. What a show they put on.
Yeah. Did you know there's a
What if he told you, you want to go see a bunch of Jews dress up in makeup, sing a song? Would you have gone?
Probably not. Although I probably would have. Now that you think about it, I gotta see this.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. But did you know that there is a all little people, band called Little Kiss?
Oh, I
Like
didn't
they
know
dress
that.
up and everything, they pay face paint and all that stuff, and they play the cover songs and all that stuff. But they're all little people.
Ah,
You know?
that's funny.
And they're called Little Kiss. Let's see if I can find it. Little Kiss band. Yeah. Oh well, this is a female version, and this is what I'm talking about. This one.
Ah, Little Kiss. Okay.
Yeah, Little Kiss. So, I mean, I think a better name for them would be Smooch. You know, like just a peck on the cheek. So.
At least smooch and Little Kiss, smooch in parentheses or something.
Smooch. Yeah.
Because just call them smooch, you don't know what that means as far as kiss goes.
Yeah. Yeah, let's start calling them Smooch. Oh, did you hear the new Smooch record? What? Uno Mas 99.
1999, Salt Lake City tornado tears through the downtown district of the city, killing one. Wow, only one person. Good.
Now, I once again, I think I know someone who lives in Salt Lake City, or I keep getting that confused with somewhere else. But like a tornado in Utah, like that's wild.
Yeah, it's not common.
Yeah. 1999, we have a total solar eclipse of the heart in India, North and France, or India and North France. Wait, what? How that doesn't sound geographically possible, but for 2 minutes and 23 seconds, so a total solar eclipse.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. 2003, we have a heat wave in Paris, resulted in temperatures rising to 112 degrees Fahrenheit or 44 Celsius. Left about 144 people dead. They were not ready for that.
Well, they don't get that kind of heat there.
Yeah, yeah. 2003 as well. Jemaah Islamiyah leader Riden Isbaduddin, better known as Hambalai, was arrested in Bangkok, Thailand. So, and the leader, I don't know. This guy has a moniker and everything. I have a feeling that there's more to this story. Like this is something maybe
lot
significant.
more, but who knows what.
So. And also in 2003, the North American Treaty Organization, or no, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, took over command of the peacekeeping force in Afghanistan, marking its first major operation outside of Europe in its 54-year history. So it's not supposed to operate outside of that, you know?
I didn't know they took over Afghanistan.
Well, apparently they did. Yeah. What do we got here in 2008?
2008. 2008, Abhinavendra wins men's 10-meter air rifle at the Beijing Olympics, the first ever individual Olympic gold medal for India, and India's first gold medal in the Olympic ever since 1980. All right, for them.
And I'm not sure if the loon knows, but I presume everybody here on Discord at least knows about the meme that came out from the recent shooting event, that Turkish guy who has to have been a hitman. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Turkish guy, Olympics. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, this dude. Like, that's a really bad picture. This guy, he just walks up and just casually pulls out the pistol and then like makes a bullseye or something. I'm not sure. I haven't seen the clip. But like, there's a lot of suspicion online that this guy is a legit like hitman.
Oh,
like.
So he wasn't in the.
He was in the Olympics.
He was, and he was acting. He was acting within a an event, or he just walked.
It's a
or
shooting.
he's a fan.
No, it's a shooting event. No,
Okay.
he's an Olympian. He's an athlete.
Okay.
Like this is during because the shooting
Yeah.
events.
Yeah.
Like there's shooting.
Yeah. Well,
Like-
they have all kinds of. They have where you're running and then you're stopping and shooting and running some more and coming back and shooting again.
This is like they're
Just shooting. Yeah.
They're standing and you know what? Let me bring it up the video actually. Turkish guy. Yeah, viral. Here we go. So let's just play this.
Turkish shooter Yusuf Dikeç's cool, calm demeanor at the Paris Games thrust him into social media stardom. What was happening on the inside, though, was much
You
different.
gotta show
he
all
says.
these nerds with their fucking glasses cheating.
Yeah. Well, that goes into a whole dive. I just want the short here. Here we go.
That should be cheating, man.
For the first competition shot, load. Start.
Just look at his stance.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, so it's basically a bullseye. But I mean, like, you know, like is the demeanor, the facial expression. That guy looks like a freaking hitman.
Yeah.
Like, you know. What else do we got here? Airbnb. Ooh.
Airbnb founded 2008 Airbnb founded by Brian Jetski, Joe Gribbles, and Nathan.
Does it say that again?
Nathan
Karzik or something like that.
Nathan Babaluch. I don't know. But yeah, no, Airbnb.
Yeah.
You know about that.
Yeah.
2008 as well, the U.S. 4x100 meter freestyle relay team of Michael Phelps, Garrett Weber, Gale, Colin Jones, and Jason Lezak defeated France by 8 seconds.
Oh,
wow.
8 seconds.
Wow. Dude, like, that's an entire lane. To win gold and smash world record at the Beijing Olympics. Like, you know, like they were at the end. Meanwhile, the other guys were just
they
getting
go by
the other
tenths,
side of the pool.
tenths and hundreds of
8
seconds.
8
seconds is a lifetime.
Yeah. Wow.
Now, obviously, this is a long race with the, tag team deal.
But still, 8 seconds.
Yeah, that's huge.
2012, 13 people are killed and 15 additional were injured by a lightning strike at a mosque in Bangladesh. Woo. That's a sign from God.
Yeah.
We also have 153 people were killed and 1,300 injured in Tabriz and Ahar in Iran after 2 earthquakes of up to 6.4 magnitude struck. Wow.
And I think that's the earthquake that we offered to send Iran help, and they refused.
Yeah, I remember something like that.
Screw the people.
Huh. No, they just didn't want,
We're offering under humanitarian needs.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that whole area of the world is very not humanitarian. So, I say, you know what? Like, all the Western world just say, screw it. Stop giving all these countries aid. Let them all die, and then just continue on. Like, just stop it. If they want to kill each other, let them do it. Screw it, 2015 as well, the Greek debt crisis. European Commission announced a bailout with Greece and its creditors has been arranged in principle. That's another example. Like, Greece needs to get booted from the European Union. They're just dragging the entire thing down.
Sounds like the European Union's bailing them out, right?
Yeah, they're always bailing out Greece. Like, Greece is just such a leech.
Well, you have to be financially stable, or you can't allow to be in. So they had to bail them out to keep them in.
Yeah, they kept bailing them out, and Greece is crap. Like,
well, don't tell that to the Greeks.
I'll say it right to their face. Like, hey, my country ain't anything good either. Like, the whole world is crap. I'm not going to pull any punches. You don't like what I have to say? Fine, do something to make it better. Prove me wrong. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at the source. So, but 2015 as well, Japan's Sendai nuclear power plant restarts the first nuclear reactor since the 2011 Fukushima Daiichi nuclear disaster.
Yeah.
Which I believe is still leaking into the Pacific Ocean. I'm not sure. I haven't really looked into it.
I don't know if that's accurate or not, but it did for a long time.
Well, yeah, the whole ocean is just irradiated beyond repair. It's done. Like between that and microplastics, we've killed like everything. So, and of course, China is just fishing everything else out. So, man, what are we doing? But what else do we got here in 2015? Okay. Legionnaires or largest?
Which one?
Largest.
There we go. 15 largest ever outbreak of Legionnaires disease in New York at 12 dead with over 100 cases in the South Bronx. Jeez, Jesus.
Now,
in 2015, I thought that they pretty well had that eradicated.
Apparently
but
not. So, but was it Legionnaire's disease or was it something else that was discovered in Atlanta that we spoke about earlier in the show?
Yeah, it was Legionnaire's.
So that's pretty interesting.
That's when they discovered what it was. They broke it down and found out what the disease was.
That's a little wild how these two share the same calendar date at least.
Yeah.
Almost,
many years later.
Almost seems as if it was intentional. Hey, never, after knowing about things like MK Ultra, never put anything outside of what our own government would do to its people. But we got some Spain stuff here, 2015 as well.
2015 Spain's Matador Francisco Riviera, or Donis Jr., is gored and injured by a bull in Huesca.
Huh. Yeah, you mess with the bull, you
Is
get
that-
the horns.
is that running of the bull?
Yeah.
No,
That's
he's
what
a
it said.
matador. He's in the ring
Oh,
fighting,
a matador.
fighting a boar.
Didn't
I mean,
hear that part. Yeah.
like this is, like I just, as much as I want to, I just cannot respect Spain because they still do this. I get it; it's their culture, but you know what? It's time to let it go. If your culture deems that it's necessary, to keep torturing animals, then it's time to start a new culture. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like.
Well, I've been to one bullfight down in Tijuana.
Yeah.
And I don't get it. It's not in my culture. It was hard to watch.
But I mean, so to this
The
article,
one thing you don't want to do is get, when the bullfight's over, a cab ride from the bull ring to the border, because those taxi drivers have a limited time to get you to the border, get back and pick up another fare, and they're going to go on the sidewalks. They're going to do anything to get you there as fast as they can and to get back.
Yeah.
Hold on to your seat.
Yep.
Trust me.
What do we got here? 2016. We got 3 of them.
Greenland shark declared oldest vertebrate animal in the world at 392 years by International Team of Science. Jeez.
Wow. That's pretty interesting. The oldest vertebrate? Oh. Nice. 2016 as well, U.S. super swimmer Michael Phelps won the men's 200-meter individual medley in 1 minute 54.66 seconds at the Rio de Janeiro Olympics. Third athlete and first swimmer to win 4 consecutive Olympic gold medals in one event. Wow. Huh. It's serious when my hands have to get involved, whew, numbers. We also have Fiji won the inaugural men's rugby sevens gold medal with a comfortable 43-7 rout of Great Britain at the Rio de Janeiro Olympics. Get your teeth kicked in, Brits. Wow. So the inaugural event 43-7.
That's a trumping.
Yeah. 27.
Thumping, I should say, not a trumping. Thumping.
Drumming.
Or a thumping.
Thumping. Well, Yeah, the tub thumping, you get knocked down, get back up again. Nothing ever gets you locked down.
A trumpy's entirely another thing.
Yeah. That's when you build a wall. You'll be the best wall ever. I promise.
It was a very good wall.
All of a sudden, she became a black person.
Black people.
2017, yes. Chinese crime writer Liu Yongbao, after announcing novel called Beautiful Writer Who Killed, was arrested for murders of 4 people nearly 22 years ago. Pretty interesting how many writers who wrote about murder are being uncovered as murderers. It's their way of admitting their crimes. Very much like.
Are there many of them? I don't know.
There's a handful.
Really?
It's happened. It's happened more often than you think. But if I did it, it reminds me of the whole thing what's his face? Help me.
I don't know what you're talking
He
about.
murdered his wife and a Jewish waiter, the football player.
Oh yeah, O.J. Simpson.
O.J. Simpson. Yeah. This is the book he wrote. I did it. Oh wait, in the I, it's a very small if.
Yeah.
No, he's admitting it. Dude, he's so
well,
he still
what sells
killed
books. Come on, that's what sells books.
Yeah, he
Do I think he did it? Yes.
Obviously. No. I mean,
now you talk about racially segregating without trying to segregate. If you were white, you believed he was guilty. If you were black, you believed he was innocent.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Simply because of the color of his skin.
And it's life's lessons. We're reacting to our life lessons and applying it to this case.
I would say, kind of, sort of, it was a DEI case, depending on your point of view.
There you go. Yeah.
Because for the most case, as you said, whites view them as guilty, and people want to say, oh, they're doing it because they're racist against blacks. Well, as I think it was King here, he was in school. This was your story, right? You were in school when this was going on. So yeah, it's your story. You tell it.
Well, I guess my general assumption as a kid watching this in I think it was junior high. Anyways, we watched a little bit of trial every day in school, and the day of the announcement of when they and right when she hit the hammer, it said not guilty. All the black people, all the black people, just got up and started. I saw people doing backflips.
Yeah, cheering away.
Yeah.
And cheering, and all the white people are sitting at their desks. We're all just looking at each other like.
Yeah. Are you kidding me? Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like,
That's what I was talking about.
and you would ask him, like, don't you think he's guilty? He's like, yeah, maybe, whatever. Black man get over the white man. It was that general concept. Like they didn't care if he was.
And those are not your
guilty.
words. Though you're quoting a black kid from this event.
Yeah.
Those are not your words. You know. Oh,
Yeah.
we got one over on white. It's like, are you really that hateful? You know, like.
But again,
Yeah.
it's life experiences. So many blacks grew up with at least the illusion, and maybe not an illusion, maybe fact,
Well, not illusion.
of police really singling them out, doing things that are unfair.
That
As a
happens.
white person, I didn't grow up with that.
Yeah.
So, it's life experiences, and then you get a reaction to it. But it was amazing how that went down colored lines. Just
Yeah.
a sociological, whatever it is,
Yeah.
event that wasn't planned, wasn't anything. It's not racist. It's life lessons from different races. And,
Yeah.
it just blew my mind.
Yeah. Like. Yeah. Like. You let a murderer go free just because you don't like the white man. Yeah, that makes you a good person. How?
Yeah.
You know.
But here in LA, because that's where it happened, everything shut down. Businesses weren't getting people to restaurants. No, everybody's watching this thing from home.
Yeah.
I mean, our business tanked for a while. Just nothing's going on. So no one's reordering stuff because they're not selling stuff. Blah, blah, blah.
Now, what is this that Ghost just put in here? After the 1999 SLC tornado, 3 have been recorded in the Rocky Mountains. 1 in Mount Evans, Greenhorn Mountain, and in Pikes Peak. So, since 1999, there have been 3 other tornadoes in Colorado. That is wild.
Unusual, but not...
Yeah, unusual. Like, not not normal. So, thank you for looking that up, Ghost. Let's see here. What else do we got? 2017, fipronil. Are you there, King?
Give me a second here.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Fipronil contaminated eggs now affecting 15 EU countries, European Union, as well as Hong Kong and Switzerland, according to the European Commission. So, what is this fipronil? Contaminated eggs. That doesn't sound good in any regard.
No.
But what is this specifically? It is a broad spectrum insecticide that belongs. Okay, so I think we covered this a while. So yeah, this insecticide crap, the stuff that we're putting on all of our crops, and it's getting into our
Got
food.
into the eggs, yeah.
It's just so weird. Thousands and thousands of years of eating bread, and suddenly we're getting gluten intolerances and peanut allergies, and it's not the food that we're allergic to; it's the crap we're putting into it. Stop it. 2020, Belarus's opposition leader Svetlana Tishikausynskaya fled the country amid large-scale protests over the country's disputed election results that returned dictator Alexander Lukashenko to power. I think we spoke about this yesterday, how he won. So, yeah, you read that yesterday, right, King? This Alexander guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. What else do we got here in 2020?
2020 president. It is president one.
Yeah.
President Vladimir Putin, in a propaganda stunt, announces Russia has become the first country to grant regulatory approval to a COVID-19 vaccine called Sputnik 5, despite no specific data being published or phase 3 trials having even begun.
Yeah. Scientific, not specific, but still, No data.
Well, Sputnik was the first thing to get into space.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell Sputnik has to do with a vaccine.
They just
yeah, right.
pointed that to because Sputnik is a powerful name.
Yeah.
And I remember I was going to high school on the bus, junior high school on the bus.
Yeah.
When they on the radio they turned on the radio in the bus.
Man, I miss Mom. I wish Mom was here right now.
Sputnik going into space, and it just barely went into space, came back down. But
it stayed up there.
It didn't.
Yeah.
No, it stayed up there for a while. It didn't just.
I believe it went into space and came back down. The original Sputnik. I don't know. It didn't rotate the Earth or anything. I don't know what a little while is, but.
I swear it stayed in orbit. Sputnik 1. It was launched into an elliptical low Earth orbit by the Soviet Union on October 4th, 1957. It sent a radio signal back to Earth for 3 weeks before its
so it was up there longer than I
That's
thought.
what I was telling you. It didn't drop right back down.
Oh, okay. I thought it just was up there for maybe an hour or something like that.
No.
Okay.
3 weeks before its 3 silver zinc batteries became depleted, aerodynamic drag caused it to fall back into the atmosphere on January 4th, 1958. The world's first observation was made at the school observatory in Rochwood in Saxony. So it was up there for roughly a year. Well, not even a year. Yeah, no, not even a year, just a couple months.
A couple months,
October to January, so just
4 months.
Yeah, October, November, December. So 4 months roughly. Like,
you had to do that to come up with 4 months again, huh?
I want to make sure.
Anyways, I remember going into space and hitting space.
Yeah.
On the radio in the bus going to school.
Yeah. Well, Mom, she that's what got her into space and everything.
Yeah.
Like, Sputnik and everything. So, what do we got here in 2020? The last one, U.S. Democratic.
U.S. Democratic candidate for President Joe Biden announces California Senator Kamala Harris, who called him a racist, is running mate for the first woman in color selected by a major party.
She all of a sudden she became a black person. And that's Trump's actual words. I'm quoting him.
Yeah.
I'm not just making something up off of my head. Don't yell at me. I'm quoting. No. But yeah, as King said, Kamala Harris called Joe Biden racist and all that stuff, and she was always a nasty woman. And let's not forget, Joe Biden, although not directly involved, he was rubbing shoulders with all the people at the tail end of the whole Jim Crow thing, so that's where he gets his basis. And you're the one who told me that.
Invented the stop and frisk law.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. 2021 Argentine soccer superstar Lionel Messi was confirmed signing a rich 2-year contract with French League One champions Paris Saint-Germain after leaving football club Barcelona. Okay. We also have Sicily recorded the highest ever temperature in Europe of 48.8 degrees Celsius, which is 119.8 degrees Fahrenheit. In the city of Syracusa, this is unverified, but that's still pretty hot.
Yeah.
And that's the hottest in Europe. So, we also have torrential rains caused flash flooding in Turkey's northwestern provinces of Kastamonu, Sinop, and Barty, killing at least 77 with more missing. Yeah. We got 2 more articles, all for you, Sir King, 2022.
The 2022 monster wildfire southeast of Bordeaux fought by 1,000 firefighter has burnt through 7,400 hectares. That's 18,286 acres, part of France's driest summer since 1961.
Wow.
That's wow.
Yeah.
Our last one here, in 2022, U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland says he personally approved FBI search of Trump's property, and he had orders to shoot. On the same day, Washington Post source says FBI search was for missing documents on nuclear weapons.
Yep. As King said, the raid on Mar-a-Lago, they had orders to shoot if any resistance was occurred.
And now that whole case has been thrown out.
Yeah. Like the whole thing is just now
Oh, it's all under the rug.
Once again, I am not a Trump
Same
supporter.
thing with the Russia and and Hillary hoax.
Now, once again, I am not a Trump supporter. I'm not a Hillary supporter. I'm not a Biden supporter. I'm not a Bush supporter. I'm not an Obama supporter. Both sides are
anything.
crap.
They're
But
all crap.
But bullshit is bullshit, you know?
Yep.
And if bullshit suddenly doesn't become bullshit because it coincides with your beliefs, now you are bullshit. You know? So,
yeah.
Yep. And that shall conclude the show for today. Once again, please check the underbar of the description for any links you may be interested in, including but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. We're not just here on Rumble and BitChute. Go check out our link tree and everything. Go check out King's Refuge's link tree and all that stuff, and all of our sources and everything. You know, the amount of things that happen on a daily basis in history is astounding, you know? But yeah, we have other shows. You know, all of that information is down in the underbar. Like, I'm trying to reduce the outro here. So for all of you and all of us, I'm A.O. Xander.
King's Refuge.
Connor.
I don't know my name.
Oh, yeah, you do. Ghostery. Yeah, we have Ghostery and Anime Preferred here. And, of course, you, viewer, are you. Thank you very much once again for watching us. And until you catch us next time, whenever that is, wherever that is. Once again, we have a show coming up in 2 hours. Holy crap. Don't forget to look right and left at every intersection. Rate 5 thumbs and subscribe. Toodles!
Deuces.
See ya.
In stream.